Good morning, evening, afternoon, or night, depending on when you're watching this. This is Jeff Clark, the Gadget Guy. Today is Tuesday, January 5th, 2010. And this is the first episode of Tech Tip Tuesday in the new year. And what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is something that I think is going to be really useful. I mean, let's face it, we spend a ton of time on the computers, or at least most of us do. I know I spend almost 8 hours a day at my job sitting in front of a computer. Not to mention the time that I'm at home playing around on the computer or the time I'm messing around on my iPhone. And when I want answers to a question that I may have, I find the internet invaluable. In fact, I'm constantly going to Google with a silly question to find out, who was the 15th president of the United States, or that kind of thing. And Google, Yahoo, and one called Bing by Microsoft, those are all really good search engines to find answers to simple questions like, who was the 15th president? But what they don't do very well is kind of opinion type of questions. So for example, if I'm trying to find the most comfortable office chair, and I go to Google and I say, what is the most comfortable office chair? And I punch that in my search engine, what I'm going to get back are just a ton of results on different office chairs that are available, but I'm not going to really know what somebody thinks is the most comfortable office chair. But I did find a solution for this problem, and it's called Vark. Now you can check out Vark at www.vark.com. Now that's short for aardvark. Now what Vark does that's different than Google, Yahoo, Bing, or any of the other countless search engines out there is that instead of a computer kind of scouring the internet for answers, Vark sends your question out to real people. And then those real people, they're actually able to read my question and know what I'm trying to really find out about. And then they send me answers. And they say, you know what, maybe you should check out model number 25764. It's the best chair out there. And so it gives me opinions from real people. I used Vark recently because I was trying to find the name of this movie. It was from the 1980s. It had Sean Penn in it. He was a member of some gang. And I know there was like some kind of juvenile detention center in it, but that was really all I could remember about it. And I knew I wanted to see the movie, but I could not remember the name of it. So I went to Google, which was my first choice, and I typed in all those things, and I just got tons of different search results about movies from the 1980s and Sean Penn and juvenile detention centers in New Jersey and all sorts of weird things. And it didn't really answer my question. So I said, you know what? I had heard about Vark and I went and checked it out. And I typed that in. I typed, there was a movie from the 1980s with Sean Penn and he was in a juvenile detention center and in gangs. And what was the name of that movie? And within 5 minutes, a real person wrote back to me and said, you're looking for the movie from 1980 whatever called Bad Boys. And sure enough, I found it online. I even found it on Netflix and was able to watch it that night. And all because I was able to get an answer from a real person, something that Google couldn't provide for me. So what I encourage you to do is if you've got one of those obscure questions, you're trying to find out a really interesting movie, or maybe you're trying to find a new author to read. You're saying, you know what, I really like Tom Clancy. Does anybody have any recommendations for authors that are similar to Tom Clancy? Vark is a great place for that because those are questions that can be answered only by real people. Now, one of the other neat things that Vark does is aside from just giving you answers when you type in questions, it allows you to actually be a part of the action. And you can sign up to be a member of Vark, and you can say, you know what, here's areas that I might be able to answer questions in. For example, I'm kind of a movie buff. I do like movies. I'm really into technology, and I work in the mortgage business. So I put in those as the categories that I can answer questions on. And then if someone posts a question on there that's maybe about the iPhone, well, I know about that. So what Vark does is it shoots me an email and says, Jeff, this person wants to know about a really good application that can scan barcodes. And I go, oh my goodness, I did a tech tip on that. And so I write back to them, I said, you know what, check out Red Laser in the App Store. It does a great job of scanning barcodes and gives you prices. I knew that answer. And so it's actually really fun to not just be the person asking the question, but to kind of be a part of the answer and part of the solution. So I encourage you, if you've got those obscure questions, or if maybe you just kind of want to, be that answer to somebody else's questions, go check out Vark. Once again, www.vark.com. Trust me, you don't think you may use it, you're going to use it right now, but you're going to run into that weird question, and Vark is probably going to be your best answer. So anyway, that's this week's tech tip, and I do want to remind you I am looking to get more people watching these, so if you do find these tech tips useful, I ask that you forward this on to a friend, family member, enemy, whatever. Just forward it on to somebody else, and if you would like to be a part of this distribution list, and you're not a part of it right now, you do have the option of subscribing. If you just go to the website, www.techtiptuesday.com, on the left-hand side, I guess it's actually the right-hand side if you're looking at it, you'll see an option to subscribe to the distribution list, and you'll get notifications every time I put out a new tech tip. So anyway, hope this has been something that you guys find useful. Let me know any obscure questions that Vark answers for you. I'd love to get your feedback. You can always shoot me an email at jeff@techtiptuesday.com. I'm always happy to hear from you, and I'm always happy to answer any questions that you may have. So until next week, this is another episode of Tech Tip Tuesday in the can. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye-bye.